Folks, welcome back. In today's episode, we're going to feature 4 players who have been ice cold in the minor leagues. And as a result, there may be some opportunities to pick up their cards a little bit cheaper. So let's keep that tape rolling. Folks, welcome back. How y'all doing? Thanks for staying with me. It is time to talk about who has been ice cold in minor league baseball. And today we're going to talk about 4 of those players, all of whom are bigger names who you're probably familiar with. We're going to start off with number 4 on our cold list, Aaron Zavala, who is currently 22 in AA, playing as well for the Frisco Rail Riders, which is AA for Texas. Now, Aaron Zavala has been a favorite of many, and you can find his first Bowman Chrome Autos in 2021 Bowman Draft. Over his last 14 games, Aaron Zavala has been hitting just 136 with 22 strikeouts. Now, he did notch 2 home runs, but that's a really rough stretch. And his most recent sales of his 2021 Bowman Draft Chrome Auto, a refractor to $4.99, sold for just $77 in PSA 10. Then we're going to get to a player who was all the rage recently, and he was killing the ball in the first part of the season, but lately, after his promotion to AA, Jonathan Clace of the Seattle Mariners, who's currently in AA, has had a dreadful 14-game stretch, and he's really sort of struggled since he was promoted to AA. Now, it doesn't mean he can't turn it around, but he has struggled, so it may be time to take a look at his cards. Over his last 14 games, Jonathan has hit just 146 and struck out 18 times. That's tough, and gotta be tough on the kid. But do keep in mind he's only 21 and he's in AA, so it's not too bad, and there's a lot of time if you do have his cards. Jonathan's first Bowman Chrome Autos in raw condition have been fetching about $40 in raw condition, which isn't too bad, so he's somebody I think you might want to keep an eye on if he can turn it around. Number 2, on our cold list this week is channel fave Robert Hassell III. Wah wah. Things just seem to keep getting worse and worse for the hitter known as Bobby Barrels. And again, he's a channel, I've liked Robert Hassell, or we've liked Robert Hassell for a very long time. To say that Robert Hassell has sort of struggled since his trade last summer to Washington is pretty fair. There's been a few bright spots, but Hassell has really struggled, and his last 14 games are no different. Robert has hit just 116 with 3 walks and 20 Ks. That is probably one of the worst stretches that I can remember in Robert's career so far. That being said, his cards continue to get cheaper and cheaper, which is no surprise because he's just showing no signs of coming out of it. His 2020 Bowman Draft Chrome Autos and PSA 10 can be had for as little as $100, and they're looking to break below the $100 mark for the first time ever. I mean, a blue just sold for $300 in PSA 10. That used to be like a $2,000 card. Again, being 21 years old and in AA, it's not over for Robert, and I still continue to like him, but he's really got to start to shift and adjust. I hope he does. And then getting to number 1 on our cold list is none other than Harry Ford, currently 20 years old in High A in the Seattle organization. Now, coming out of spring training in the World Baseball Classic, Harry Ford was hotter than hot. But over the last 14 games, he has struggled mightily. Harry has hit just 128 with a triple, a home run, 6 walks, and 10 Ks. I mean, he is really struggling. And his 2021 Bowman Draft Chrome Auto and PSA 10 is going to run you between $300 and $400. In my opinion, I say stay away. People in the hobby, not myself, but I know a lot of people in the hobby who just tend to shy away from catchers. And given that his card is between $300 and $400 in PSA 10, I mean, it kind of reminds me of guys like Tyler Soderstrom, whose cards continue to drop. It's not to say that Harry Ford won't be a great player one day. It just says something that people tend to shy away from catchers overall. So I say at $300 to $400 for a PSA 10 for like a base auto, I just stay away. Folks, that's it. That's all for who has been ice cold in minor league baseball over the last couple of weeks. Do remember that anything said on this channel is strictly my opinion and should be taken as such. And if you haven't done so and you want to know when content like this drops, which is highly actionable, be sure to hit that subscribe icon. I appreciate all of you folks. Have an incredible finish to your week.